Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. So I'm going to introduce myself to everyone. My name is Budiarto Nusi. I'm a student 4th semester from English department from Gorontalo State University. The reason why I make this video is to fulfill my final exam of Semantics Pragmatics from the lecture Mem Mustalifa Mahmud SPD MA. Today, on this great occasion, I'm going to explain the material about deixis. What is the definition of deixis, the function, the types, and etc. So the first, what is the definition of deixis? Deixis is a branch of linguistics, namely pragmatics. The word deixis comes from Yunani, deititos, which means things of direct designation. A word is said to be dated if the referent moves or changes, depending on the time and place where the word is spoken. Deixis can also be interpreted as a word whose reference always changes depending on the context. Deixis is also part of linguistics, which is part of pragmatics, which has a relationship with words or sentences that change due to the situation and context of the sentence. According to Bambang Kaswantipuro in his book Pragmatics and Language Teaching, words like me, here, now are dated words. Words like this do not have a fixed referent, unlike the case with words such as chair, house, paper. Whoever pronounces the word chair, house, paper in any place, at any time, the referent referred to remains the same. However, the referent in my words here now can only be known if it's also known who, at what place, and at what time the words were said. Next, the function of deixis. In general, deixis serves to assist readers in understanding the contents of a reading or discourse. In particular, deixis also has different functions according to the type and context in the deixis. So the next, I'm going to explain the types of deixis. So as you know, in English, deixis can be classified into 5 parts. The first is personal deixis, the second is space deixis, the third is time deixis, the fourth is social deixis, and the last is discourse deixis. The first is person deixis. It's not only referring someone or somebody, but also it can refer something. For example, the use of the first person pronoun is the speaker's, reference for the speakers to himself. The second person to point to one or more directions to the interlocutor, while the third person is to point to other than the speakers and then interlocutor. So the second is time deixis. Time deixis makes ultimate reference to participant role. So it's important to distinguish the moment of utterance from the moment of reception. Time deixis will be very easy to know if the speaker and addresses understand the time of the conversation and the course of the conversation and the purpose of the conversation. There are several words that include time deixis, for example, now, yesterday, tomorrow, today, and etc. The next is place deixis. Place deixis concerns the encoding of spatial location relative to the location of the participant in the speech. Place deixis can be seen from the use of demonstrative pronouns such as this and that, and can also be seen as demonstrative adverbs that express places such as here and there. The next social deixis is expressing or showing differences in social characteristics between the speaker and the interlocutor, or the writer and the speaker with the topic or reference referred to in. There are also several examples in language that are included in social deixis. The form of respect for people who are resulted in putting restrictions on the intended title, such as the word Your Honor, Your Royal Highness, or Mr. President. So, the last is discourse thesis. Discourse thesis is a reference to certain part of discourse that have been given or are being developed. A word can be called as discourse thesis if refers to a definite discourse. Example is the following, next Thursday, in the last paragraph, and in the next chapter.